My bad.
I got to ask you about your pencil game sometime.
This habit.
Like they're different. Like you switched to mechanical recently. Now you got a different color.
Whatever they buy. That's it.
Do you have any thoughts just on like the league-wide trend of offense being down? Like, is that defense kind of taking the lead here a little bit, or what do you think it is?
Well, I mean, they say that early on in the season, like the offenses are catching up. I don't know. I really don't pay that much attention to it. It's always about our next opponent. But that's what they say in general.
So I guess as a defensive coordinator, what's it like for you just watching what this offense is doing and how easy they're making life for you, I guess? What's it like just being on Sundays? What's it like for you?
No, it's awesome, you know, because everything we do, we want to do as a team. You know, it's offense, defense, defense, right? But I've experienced that. I mean, I was with Kyle, I was with Kevin Stefanski. I mean, just going back, I was with different guys. I was with Clint's dad. So I've seen the offense. And when you get the run game going, it opens up the play action, the bootleg. And I think the first 2 games, those guys have done a great job.
What has Clint been able to do to make this so effective, or install to make it so effective?
I don't know. It's working. Just being honest with you, it's just working. I think they put a lot of time in this in terms of putting guys in positions to make plays. And it all comes down to execution. And I think right now, as a unit, those guys are starting to come together and play well.
Before you arrived, the Saints had kind of like a trend or a history of struggling against Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. I know a lot of people do,
Yeah.
but also it's clear that it makes you wrestle sort of with your identity, how aggressive to be. I mean, is that always the challenge when you face a quarterback like that, is deciding to back off, to rush, to stay aggressive, to is it as hard to make those kind of decisions as anything else with these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I was in a division with Lamar, so I definitely understand it. But you have to stop the run game. And what happens when you play teams where the quarterback runs the ball, they're playing with 11. So now you have to play with 11. So that guy sitting in the post, he can't sit in the post. So I think that's what's dynamic about teams that run the ball with the quarterback. So you have to commit yourself to stopping the run first and foremost based on the situation, and go from there. If you don't stop the run, they're going to control the time of possession. They're going to move the ball, and it's going to be tough to beat them.
Have you tried like radically different things? I mean, did you try something in year 1 against Lamar, and then the next year the exact opposite, or?
Probably, if you check the record, yes. Some of the stuff didn't work, but eventually you figure out what's the right game plan, or what gives you the best opportunity to win. And I feel like we have a good game plan. We have some different change-ups. It's not going to be perfect, but you have to commit yourself to stopping the run game.
And then if you're committed to stopping the run, even more committed to stopping the run, how come it seems like running backs have so much success in those offenses? Like, you'd think it'd be even harder to run because people are quote-unquote stacking the box or whatever.
Well, that's part of it, because it's responsibility football. Is a quarterback keeping it, or is he handing it to the running back? So everybody has to be assignment sound. And when guys don't execute their job, that's when those big plays happen, whether it's the quarterback or the running back.
But some of that planning, I don't want to say go out the window, but like some of these are like scrambles where the play breaks down and they're just like making plays. Like, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, you just have to be aware of it. We know he's a mobile quarterback. He definitely extends plays, and I tell my guys, you got to cover him twice. You know, you got to cover the initial route, and you got to anticipate that there's going to be times where he's going to scramble to keep the play alive, and you got to cover him twice. So that's what type of game it's going to be.
What's it like to have access to a player like Chase Young and his level of versatility on defense?
What do you think? Yeah, no, it's been fun. Just for him to get healthy, and probably the healthiest he's felt in a long time, just to get him involved, and you can see he's getting better each and every week. The things that we're able to do with him in terms of different movements or pass rush games. So each and every week he's going to continue to improve. But you guys have seen it, he has the ability to be a dominant player out there in the run and pass game.
What does Saquon add to their offense?
He's a dynamic runner. I know you probably all watched the game, but he has great balance and body control, great vision. I mean, you see him where there's no hole and he comes out the other side. So definitely going to have to be gap control. We're going to have to have multiple guys, get him down on the ground. He runs behind his pads. He has power, but he is one of the better backs in the league for sure.
Does adding a guy like that make Hurts almost tougher to defend?
Yes. Simple answer, yes.
How so?
Just because you gotta deal with him as well. So now you got the quarterback and you got the running back, and they're both dynamic. You know, you have to be sound in all facets of what you're trying to do defensively.
Joe, with Cam Jordan's kind of change of role going into this year, how have you seen him embrace that role, and how has he been able to contribute, kind of taking snaps from the interior, kind of moving around?
Yeah, no, he's definitely embraced the role, and we're just trying to put guys in positions to make plays where you feel like they can have success. So you see at times he's outside, you see at times in certain passing situations we're moving him inside. And for him, you know, you can move inside, you're not getting chipped. You know what I mean? They're not sliding protection your way. So at times, you know, he's going to get more one-on-ones. But he's definitely embraced it. He's definitely one of the leaders of the team, very positive, and trying to help the other guys get better as well.
And how do those snaps when he does, or how do those plays, when he does take those snaps on the interior, how do you see offensive lines kind of struggle with that or adjust to that? Like, how does that have an impact on the offensive line?
Well, you just know you have a guy that's been elite in this league, and you know that there's potential for him to get matched up one-on-one inside with the guard. So it's a problem for them. Or how are we going to address that? Are we going to slide to him? Are we going to chip on the outside? And then sometimes he may be in there, sometimes he may not. Or we run in the pass rush game. So there's multiple things. And it creates problems for him when you play with a guy with that caliber. Yeah.
Joe, where's Christian Boyd's game at? And, you know, facing a run-heavy team like this is...
Yeah, that's why we drafted him. You know what I mean? But he's very stout inside. You know, right now he's primarily first and second down player for us. He's getting better, and he's getting better, you know, through getting those reps on game day. But he's definitely getting more involved in what we're trying to do. And I think he's really good in terms of his leverage, his power, his ability to take on double teams. So you'll continue to see him, you know, make plays for us on defense.
And with Willie Gay, we've talked a lot about kind of his ability to spy quarterbacks and stuff like that. Is he a player maybe you go to this week or to rely on? Or how do you kind of see
that's possible. That's possible. For sure. We definitely want to take advantage of his ability. He's a big physical linebacker that can run. You know, he can run like a DB. So there's definitely things in the game plan that we'll put in to take advantage of his athleticism.
Have you seen that his health has progressed the way that you wanted to see it as well?
Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.